Okay guys, I think it's time for an update on the custom. I just got this motor from the original owner. I don't know if I said this in the last videos, but I went back to his house because the original motor stayed on the front porch to give it to me. I took the carburetor off the 12 horse I had on here that was in that trailer. The 12 horse actually ran. I just had to switch crankshafts because it was knocking. Carburetor off. It's leaking a little bit out of the main adjustment. That's an easy fix. As you all saw my how to fix it to comes to carb cheap video. Anyway, the motor runs really good. Runs perfect actually, because this is a pretty good motor. It has probably low hours on it. It does not smoke, does not knock, does not leak oil. It's doing everything my other motors have not done. So, put the generator on, side shroud. If y'all have ever seen people do this, I put I got a box of them crank pulleys, the generator pulleys that goes on the crankshaft. What I did, I just stacked them on each other. There's actually two underneath that shroud on the motor, and they fit perfectly underneath that. I put a new fuel line on. I put an over 2 points bypass system in. Y'all can see that. It's what them black wires are going to. I shimmed the clutch plate out. This is actually off a Suburban 12 clutch plate. I just had to cut it an inch. That's not the belt I'm using. It's actually too tiny. And it's actually just has a hole drilled into it and wire going through it. So, transmission's in. The bolts are coming loose behind the shifter. This one's actually loose right now. So I'm going to put nylon thread nuts on those. Went out and bought a new E3 spark plug for it. I love E3s. They're pretty good. Treat me well so far. Except on the mud mower over there, or the tractor. It's really just a work tractor from now on. It ain't really a mud mower. It's got wheel weights on it. I use the NASCAR Performance spark plug on it. This just got its SEN changed. It's oil. There's some of the oil that came out of it. I just put cheap. It's really good oil, but it's cheap. It's like it's Traveler 15W40 from Tractor Supply. It's like $10 a quart, and compared to this Rotello that was $15 for just 30 weight, I only use like a little bit in that just to wash it out. You know what I mean? Get the last bit of watery stuff out. And there's a trick to these transmissions if nobody knows about it. If you've ever refilled these transmissions, there's a side fill plug over here, right there. It's usually cocked straight up, but you take a pair of pliers and turn it sideways. It won't matter. You drain it out of the bottom plug. I'm sure y'all can find that. If you can find that bolt, or one of these bolts that you can get a 1/2 inch wrench to, pull that out, because it is actually drilled all the way through the casing. If you pull that out, air will escape it, and you will not get any overfill on this one. It won't take 2 hours like it did on my Suburban 12. I didn't know about that till actually a couple hours ago from SEARS Backyard Tractor Club. I had to fix the hubs. Somebody put a regular bolt in this side, and this one has the original set screws. They were wobbling on the axle. This side, actually, when I picked it up, I could actually pull the wheel and the hub off the axle, so that ain't good. So I just pushed it back on to the correct length, or the correct space in between the axle and the hubs. You can see on that one right there. I just tightened it down. What we're about to do here today, after I did the oil and everything, we're going to put the wiring harness on, if I can get it in the video before it gets dark outside. It's pretty late in the evening. Then maybe we'll start it on video, and probably can't do a drive video because I have nobody to hold the camera. but I'll see if I can find some way to mount my iPad onto something. My buddy did shim the front end for me. The 2 front shims. I use machinery bushings from Tractor Supply, like $2 a pack, and they actually are the correct ones for these SEARS tractors. The clutch, as I said, built it out of the 12. I did go to Harbor Freight, got me a box of them nylon lock nuts. I put it on the, got a box of those and got a box of them hitch pins, or the garter pins actually. I put nylon nuts on that one, nylon nut on the big bolt I just welded on. This is actually a grade 8 bolt, 3 inches long, and put washers in between to space it out, because this is a suburban clutch, but it's actually a 10XL. This is a 7's clutch arm on a Suburban 12's clutch plate on a custom 10XL motor. So there's actually 3 tractors out there. So that starter generator, I think, came off this thing originally, but when I got it, it was on an ST16 motor, and actually works pretty good. I did not test it to see if it's charging yet. If it is, I'll put a charging system on it right now. I mean, not right now, here and soon, but there probably won't be a charging system on it for a while, because then you have to go through that little regulator box, and I'm not really good at wiring those. What I'm going to do in a couple minutes is drain the oil out of this motor and then change it. But first, I really need to shim that motor up, but I sort of don't want to, because it's a pain to get that motor to lift up. I'm sort of going to have to, but either I'm going to shim the motor up, or I'm going to just shim the gas tank up, because I cannot get the oil fill open. You can see it is like right on it. It'll turn, then it just stops. And no, I cannot just notch that, because that's the seam of the gas tank. I wanted to show you all the grill. I fixed the cracks in the grill with JB Weld. Only thing you need to do when you do this is like really crappy aluminum. Cup Cadets, they had cast iron grills. Take you a little Dremel with one of these bits, like the orange one, but mine was green, and you make you a little valley through the crack. Got a little 1/16 valley. Then you take JB Weld, put over it a little stream like that right there. I'm going to sand it a little bit, but I'm not going to paint it. And then I fixed the top, and I also fixed the bottom. It was cracking around this pit, around the point right there. I'm going to sand it now before I put it on. I did cut a chunk out of this right here, but it won't matter, because that's like that's like a 3/8 thick steel. I mean 3/8 thick aluminum. That right there is fine. There's no crack around this. I've let this harden for about 4 days now. I'm not going to fix these chunks. I don't know what this was from. I think somebody tried to put a tow hook on it. I know there's a grill that goes in behind this, because there's the mounting bolts, and I just don't have expanded glass. I don't have expanded steel right now. I do have the original headlights. I don't know if they work or not, but they are in this box. I don't know if I showed everybody this box. It's like a cedar box they give me. There's the original headlights. And there is the mounting hardware down there, which I never saw that before. That's pretty neat. I didn't know it was in there. Well, there's that. I thought about doing something unique with this custom. Just the one thing, or 2 things unique, because I've already done the pull start thing. I have this extra muffler. It actually is for a 12, but it was on a 16 motor. I thought about running dual mufflers. Get me a Y pipe and just screw it in motor. It'll make it quieter. It won't restrict as much air, or it won't restrict any different kind of air. It'll just make it quieter, and it would be better. And so I'll see y'all in a second, or on your screen it'll just be in a second.